Welcome back to Movie Moshow. Today we are going to review the drama fantasy, A Warrior's Way. If you like our content, don't forget to like and subscribe. We post multiple times daily. Spoilers ahead. Yang, Jang Dong-gun, is a warrior and a member of Sad Flute's clan, the cruelest assassins in the East, in 19th century Asia. When he kills the former champion and head of the rival clan, he achieves his personal objective of becoming the finest swordsman in the entire world. Yang has slain all of the members of the other clan, except for a baby girl, after both clans made a vow to fight until every member of the other clan is dead. Yang is forced to leave his country as a result of this deed, making him a sworn enemy of his own clan. Yang comes in the small town of Lode after traveling to the American West. There he looks for a fellow rogue warrior comrade named Smiley by the locals, but he learns that Smiley passed away 3 years earlier. Yang encounters a group of carnival goers led by the dwarf 8 Ball, Tony Cox, Ron, Jeffrey Rush, a town alcoholic, and Lynn, Kate Bosworth, a vivacious young woman who was Smiley's buddy. Yang is given the moniker Skinny by Lynn, who also promises to teach him how to do laundry. Yang gives the newborn girl the name April and settles into town life, discovering pleasures he never had as a warrior. After Lynn shows him a phonograph, Yang even develops an interest in opera. Yang learns that Lynn was taught by Smiley how to use a sword and about the Sad Flute clan. Lynn asks Yang to teach her more, but Yang is hesitant to do so. When Yang's previous teacher Saddest Flute, T. Lung, and his warrior army leave the East for America, they kill the whole crew by boarding the same ship. Yang queries 8 Ball about what transpired after observing Lynn lay flowers on a tomb. He reveals that the town was under attack when Lynn was a small girl by a dishonest colonel, Danny Houston. He chose Lynn as his victim because he preferred to rape women with good teeth, but she managed to escape by hurling a pan of boiling grease in his face. The colonel shoots her in the back as she tries to escape, killing her mother, father, and young brother in the process. Lynn was still breathing when the villagers found her family's graves. Lynn has vowed to exact revenge on the colonel ever then. After Yang instructs her in the art of throwing knives, Lynn presents her with a pendant. Lynn observes that Yang's Jedok Jeom, a single-edged Korean sword, is soldered to its scabbard. Yang reveals that he can no longer fight as a result. Yang's master is shown giving him a puppy in a flashback. In order to protect his horrifying scar from the hot grease, the colonel comes to the town to intimidate the locals while donning a terrifying mask. The colonel is going to fire a glass of whiskey while torturing a clown by having his troops shoot at a pail of water on the clown's head when Ron consumes it and is dragged through the town while being pulled by a horse while wearing a whip around his neck. The colonel then checks the teeth of a group of women before selecting a Hispanic woman whose husband begs for forgiveness. The colonel hands the woman off to her husband so that he can simultaneously shoot both of them with one round. For Lynn's safety, 8 Ball and the other carnival participants tie her up in a cellar. Yang takes off her blades, but Lynn manages to free herself using a knife tucked away in her boot. The Hispanic woman's daughters are ordered to be cleaned by the colonel so they can be raped, but Lynn offers herself instead while posing as a prostitute. Before the colonel admits he remembers who she is, she initially dupes him. Then, his men barge in and pull Lynn onto the bed. When the carnival participants return to the laundry to hunt for Lynn, Yang understands where she is. He takes hold of an iron and breaks the seal off his sword to release it. When the seal breaks, Saddest Flute, who is far away, jerks out of her state of meditation. Yang breaks through the window just as Lynn is going to be sexually assaulted, killing everyone in the room save the colonel with skill. Lynn steps in, promising to kill him as Yang turns to do so, but the colonel grabs her instead and throws her out the window, breaking his fall. He then tries to escape on horseback, but Lynn is able to administer a deadly knife throw to his back. The townspeople are frightened that the colonel would come back to kill them once they take off the mask to expose a decoy. Before the Sad Flutes come for him, Yang is about to depart town, but the locals beg him to stay and lend a hand. The populace is concerned that they lack the means to protect themselves, but 8 Ball has unearthed Ron's hidden cache of weapons and explosives. Ron demonstrates his skill with a gun by knocking a bowling pin down from a great distance while enjoying his favorite beverage. Ron responds that he was once an outlaw who used his exceptional skill to rob banks and railroads when Yang questions him about why he stopped shooting. When the woman he loved was shot during a gunfight, his criminal career came to an end, and he resolved never to take up a gun once more. The greatest thing Yang can do, according to Ron, is to keep his distance from the people he loves about. The day before the war, Lynn requests Yang's company. Yang delivers his 2 short swords to Lynn later that evening when he visits her home. Hundreds of outlaws are brought in by the colonel to attack the town. Explosions greet the men as they approach. Ron is shooting dynamite sticks that are buried in the garden from the top of the Ferris wheel as visitors arrive. Yang dispatches many of the men quickly and covertly amid the subsequent dust and confusion. A number of the colonel's men are killed when the outlaws are lured to the Ferris wheel, where Yang and the carnival goers ambush them while Ron escapes on a cable. The Ferris wheel is also blown destroyed. The carnival participants are pursued by the survivors to the town's center, where the sad flutes appear out of nowhere. Yang instructs Lin to flee as she turns to see her clutching April. As the outlaws and warriors fight, Yang pursues Lin to the laundromat, killing numerous warriors along the way. Lin gives April to 8-Ball in the wash so that she can assist Yang. They kill a few warriors, then go to the dying 8-Ball, who claims he couldn't have protected April, as they hear gunfire. The colonel is then seen bringing April into a building. A machine gun is used to fight off the sad flute's pursuit. Yang, who is pursuing the colonel, viciously slashes through the outlaws but is unable to halt him. When the colonel is holding a gun to April's head when he enters the room, the man leaps up to sever the gun's barrel and the bullet as it is being fired. Yang catches April and moves aside so Lin can battle the colonel. After a lengthy battle, Lin ultimately succeeds in stabbing the colonel in the back with a sword. When Yang and Lin leave the room, Saddest Flute is waiting. He informs Yang that April is the enemy and inquires as to whether or not he would ever confess to April that he killed her parents. At dusk, Yang and Saddest Flute engage in a fatal duel on the desert. Flashbacks during the fight depict how Saddest Flute trained Yang and made him kill the puppy he was given, telling him his worst foe would be his own heart. Yang defeats Saddest Flute in the present by slitting his throat. In an attempt to give Yang April, Lin informs him that she won't be traveling with him and that she knows this. He gets the infant to laugh once more before giving Lin a sympathetic glance and turning to walk away. According to Ron, Yang never stopped moving, placing as much distance as he could between himself and the people he loved. The focus then turns to a man wearing a parka and a hood. Knives from the other man's hands slip out as he collapses as the cloaked man murders him with agility. The hooded guy, who is later identified as Yang, gets up and walks over to his makeshift home. There, he steals April's pacifier, Lin's pendant, his disguised snowman's broom, and his sword. He then sets the home on fire. As the picture fades, Yang emerges to the snow as a number of clan warriors emerge from the snow. Thank you for watching and don't forget to like and subscribe.